Hello, good morning. This is Jefferson from Giving is Good. Today we have Michelle Gregory from Mid-Cities Women's Clinic, and they provide a lot of special care. And the care they provide to the ladies, the young ladies that come in, they have lots of questions. They're at a very tough part in their life. They're trying to make decisions. They're trying to figure out what to do. They are looking for answers. They're looking for help. They're trying to figure out what the direction of their life is. They're pregnant. They don't know how to handle it. They're looking for counseling. There's so many needs that arise when somebody gets pregnant and they're trying to figure out what to do next. So Mid-Cities Women's Clinic has been operating for 35 years. They offer free care to the ladies that they help, and they do some really special things. And Michelle is here to tell us all about what they do, why they do it, and where they're headed, and some of the needs. And I think you'll be surprised about some of the people that they could use as supporters and volunteers. I think there's a need out there, and there's probably some nurses out there that would love to get involved, and they don't necessarily know that they can come and be a part of what y'all are doing, use their skill set, and get involved. So Michelle, tell us a little bit about where you guys, how you operate, what's it like for a young lady to walk in the door in her state, and where does her issue start, and where does Mid-Cities Women's Clinic kind of pick up, and what direction are they heading?
Right. Well, we exist to meet the physical, emotional, and spiritual needs of a woman that is facing unplanned pregnancy. Because when a woman walks in our door, she's terrified, and confused and scared, and some mask that pretty well. But almost all need support in some way. And we're so thankful to be able to offer our services for free. We offer free ultrasounds, and even free pregnancy tests, free ultrasounds, and we just began STI testing, which allows women, even before they're facing an unplanned pregnancy, to use us as a resource where we can provide that support and help them with their emotional and spiritual health, ahead of an unplanned pregnancy. So we're very grateful for that opportunity. But a woman that comes to us needs support at all levels, from a medical level, obviously. She comes in and is able to do a pregnancy test for free. And while she's waiting on the results of that pregnancy test, which is a hospital-grade pregnancy test, our nurse will meet with her and make sure if there's an area that she's feeling endangered, by the baby's dad, then we give her that opportunity to get to a safe place. Or if she is not sure about what she'll do next, helping her know what her resources are, what her options are. And we do educate on all the options. What are her options in today's world, and let her ask questions about those options. But then also, if she's open, we'll have a spiritual conversation with her. Okay. And if she says no, she still gets the benefit of all of our free medical services. But if she says yes, we're able to share the love of Christ with her. And then we have people who will walk alongside her and mentor her and disciple her if she chooses that route. We're very thankful to have a great group of volunteers and advocates, which we could use more volunteers that would come in and be a coach or a mentor to some of these young girls who find themselves just having no one. You'd be surprised how many people we see that have no one in their life to support them.
I think about when my wife had kids and how much it takes as a family to go through the pregnancy process, how hard it is for a single mom, and we've had single moms work for us over the years, and there's always so many needs, So for a future single mom to walk in the door and not know which direction she wants to go, and how tumultuous that is in her life. You know, just for you guys to be able to offer the medical side, the counseling side, the spiritual side, just to give her hope, right? Because hope is so important at that point in her life.
Yes, it is.
I know a lot of, and you may have seen this, but you know, there's so many families that when they hear that the daughter is pregnant, you know, they're not happy,
Right.
and they start kicking kids out. And it's, as a father, you just go, it's already happened. You know, now it's time to help. It's not time to kick a young female out of the house.
Right.
You know, because now she's beyond lost. She doesn't know what to do.
Yes.
Right. So, do y'all partner with other entities to help on after they make these types of decisions?
We do. We partner with entities that would provide a safe haven for them, you know, a safe place for them to go until their baby's born. And then we also partner with places that will help them just have support and know how to parent. And then also places that will help them with adoption, if that's their choice. We vet those partners pretty heavily.
I would bet.
And so we'll interview them, and then we continue to follow up on those referrals.
Okay.
But are constantly, there's so many wonderful resources out there. And so we know we don't do this ministry alone.
Yeah, yeah. So when it comes to the abortion issue, and they decide to abort the baby, talk about what happens and how you guys help in that situation, because I know there's people will watch this and they will go, okay, so what happens? They're going to keep the baby, they're not going to keep the baby. But tell the audience how you deal with both sides, because I think that's important for people to hear. It's not a one-way highway. This is life, regardless of which side of this you're on. This is still life.
That's a great question, and we do have people every day that make both choices, you know, one or the other, and we'll see a good mix of that. We hope that they choose life. Of course, that's our hope in what we do, but we welcome them back if they walk out of our doors and choose an abortion. And the reason is, I believe that the woman is just as much of a victim in this as the life that is being taken. Because she carries that with her for the rest of her life, you know. And if she doesn't find help and get some professional help, then she's going to be broken and hurting for the rest of her life. To prove that, you know, I just spoke at a church here recently, and these are church people, you know, who sit in the pews every Sunday, and is a pretty large church. And I told the congregation about our post-abortive counseling program. And that post-abortive counseling program is available to those who've had an abortion. And there's a healing process that can take place. And there's just some counseling elements, and of course some scripture and a biblically based program that will help people find healing from their abortion. After I spoke and I went back to the table to meet guests, I had a line of women who wanted to talk to me.
Wow.
And out of those women, some were my age, some were 70 years old. You know, I had one woman that was 72 years old, and she was weeping about the abortion she had had back when she was a young woman. It's because there's healing available to those women. It's just them knowing how to find it. And we've kind of bought into the lie, so to speak, that you can make this choice and it won't emotionally affect you for the rest of your life. But we see the destruction on the other end of that happens when a woman doesn't deal with that pain.
Interesting. The term post-abortive counseling, you know, when you start to unpack that and you think about a 70-year-old woman so far into her life, never possibly dealing with that, or dealing with it in her own way, but still wanting to get past it or get through it or talk to somebody about it, you know. So I know there are also much happier sides to this. You have people that come in and they don't know what to do, and you've got young ladies that go, I don't know where to go, and you guys are able to help them do what?
We're able to help them know how to parent.
Yeah.
You know, the beauty happens in the sauna rooms. It's when we offer those free ultrasounds, and we have very wonderful medical professionals that come in and do that. Our licensed sonographers are the most wonderful people. They just love people.
Yeah.
They love women who are in that situation, and they help them to know the truth about their options in that room. And then when that woman sees the picture of her baby on that huge screen and knows that that's happening inside of her body, that life is there in her body, and then she sees the heartbeat and gets to hear the heartbeat, that's where the miracles happen. They realize this is bigger than just me. You know, there's a life here, and I want to be a mom to that life. And sometimes that's the first time that it's actually realized, when the light bulb comes on.
Yeah.
And when they choose life in that moment, they're given, when they walk out the door, they're given a little packet that is a free baby bag, you know, and in that baby bag is a little knit hat that we've had people that have knit and donated to us. And there's all sorts of blanket and goodies and little a nursing kit, just all sorts of wonderful donations that have been given, so this mom can look at that and realize there's something good coming.
Yeah.
And I'm excited about that. But we'll immediately connect her to a good medical professional, and we do partner with some wonderful doctors that will help her make sure she's seen even that day, if necessary, or the next day.
Wow.
They'll see her with insurance, without insurance. They'll help her enroll in Medicaid. So we have wonderful partners in ministry. And then beyond that, we bring her back for parenting classes. She's able to use us as a resource for baby clothes and baby showers.
Wow,
things
that's interesting.
Yeah, and even we have marriage classes. We'll come alongside her in life and be a coach to her. And then we have wonderful church partners, too, that come and just offer different programs that they have to help her grow if she desires to.
Are y'all doing all of that at your center?
Yes.
Your classes and everything?
The classes, the baby showers, we have a hope closet, and they can earn as much free clothing and diapers as they would like. We have several things they can do, and we have an Embrace Grace group that we recommend that they can go and be part of this small group that has other women just like them in the same stage of life, where they can have a support system, ongoing support system. But the baby showers happen. The community will partner with us and come in and do a baby shower for a young mom. And that is the sweetest time, because it's the time that our supporters get to actually interact and just shower this mom with love. And
they're almost adopting her, you know, in a sense. And she's probably making relationships with people that she didn't previously know, or she's starting to know through the clinic, and getting loved on.
She has a community. Yeah. It's fantastic.
So y'all are helping them navigate from the front door all the way, in theory, through the pregnancy, after pregnancy, child classes, and then parenting classes and marriage classes. I mean, that's a lot to undertake. And you're doing this with how much staff?
We have 3 full-time staff.
Okay.
I'm one of those.
Okay.
We have a director of development and a director of nursing, and they're wonderful. And then we have about 15 part-time staff, and when I say part-time, I mean very part-time. And we have the rest are advocate volunteers. That's what we call our volunteers, because they advocate for that person, regardless of their choice. When they walk out the door, they advocate for that person.
They're on their
they're
team.
there for them. Yes, they're on their team. We have a man-to-man program
Okay.
too.
Talk about that.
Yeah, and when I'm thinking about our advocates, it's not just the women that get support. You know, when the women walk in the door, many times they're with the baby's dad.
Okay.
You know, and that dad, and I don't know, but I have 2 sons too, so I understand what that looks like when they're at that point of what in the world am I going to do?
Yeah.
And you see that look on these young men's face so often.
They're scared.
They're terrified.
They are lost.
Yes. So we really want them to be educated.
Yeah.
What is your right as a father?
Right.
You know, and what are your options? What is she going through? How can you support her?
Mm-hmm.
And then also having that spiritual conversation if they're open to that. We have wonderful men to men. We call that program Man to Man, and we have pilots and lawyers and, I mean, wonderful people that just say, hey, I just want to love these guys right where they are,
Mm-hmm.
be a support to them.
Give them advice.
Absolutely. And you can see when they're walking out the door, by the time, you know, they're leaving that day, it's just that look of relief, like I'm not in this alone.
Yeah.
There's someone here for me.
What kind of needs, can you tell everybody the needs that are associated monthly, annually? What kind of volunteers do you need? That way, because people want to identify, they go, well, I'm not a nurse or I'm not a medical doctor. How could I go help at a medical clinic center for ladies? You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So help everybody start to understand where they would start.
Sure. Well, you can be an advocate. Our advocates volunteer about once a week for about 4 to 6 hours, which that's a pretty huge commitment.
Okay.
They're there for that period of time for those that walk into the clinic to just sit, you know, go through the process with them, hold their hand, so to speak, and help them understand and know, feel supported during the process. That's probably. Like I said, we had 45 advocates, but then we also have the men to men, and then we have a group of special events teams who help us with. We have a golf tournament coming up,
okay.
And we have men that are coming in just to meet with me to help pull that off because I know nothing about golf. Right?
Yeah, I get it. I get it.
Nothing. So they're helping me plan and execute that, and they do that because they love our mission and they want to be part of it. We have a group of women who come in and they help with administrative items. We have one in particular who loves marketing and she's great at it. And so she comes into our offices and just helps us with some of our marketing.
Social media and just
Yes.
kind of helps with that, huh?
Yes. Our fundraising, obviously, we're completely supported by donors, except for 10% we have that we bring in from grants.
Okay.
So we're very much, we have a lot of wonderful advocates and volunteers who help us pull off our fundraising. And when you look at our fundraising, our budget is about $884,000 a year, and we have about 700 donors. And when I look at that, not really, none of the giving that we have, and we've been able to sustain for 35 years, right?
That's a track record.
It is.
That's
and
fantastic.
We have amazing donors.
Yeah.
But many of those donors are just month-to-month donors that aren't giving huge amounts of money. They're just committed to the mission with us.
Yeah.
And we're so thankful. We're thankful for those who can give large sums, but we're thankful for those who just join us on a monthly basis.
Wow.
That's a huge way to join us.
It takes probably, I mean, if you think about the amount of money that it takes to run a medical clinic in today's world, we all know it takes, a nonprofit is a business without profit, right? Mm-hmm. So running a medical facility with no profit based on donors giving money because you have been doing it for 35 years, because what you are helping people in life, and I'm assuming you probably have women now giving who've been through the program, who made decisions, and their heart goes out to the women who are coming next, and they are a part of that giving trend,
Yes.
Because they were able to get through that and make it to their next stage in life.
Absolutely. You'd be surprised at the percentage of our staff and volunteers who've actually had an abortion and found healing from it and want to help someone with that process, with just healing and making the choice for life and cheering them on, knowing they can do it. So it's a huge. I was very shocked at the number, and but that drives them.
Sure,
You know,
absolutely.
It drives them to show up and help us.
I get it. We all make decisions, good or bad. We learn from those decisions, whatever they are. That's the process of life, right? So, when people, whatever decision they make, and then they have a heart for that, and then they identify, and they come back, and they become a part of your, what you guys are doing. That's probably pretty powerful.
It is.
Yeah.
It's a privilege.
Yeah, absolutely. What are y'all's goals for 2020? Let's
Yes,
just put
great
that out
question.
there I like to do, if you have goals for this year, and then if you have goals for the next 5 years,
Yes.
because, we may not do an update for maybe a year or two.
Yeah.
So what's coming for the clinic?
Well, and I've been there since October, so just evaluating what we did last year, we were right at around 1,000 pregnancy tests, which for a pregnancy center our size, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
It's a great place to be. But our goal is to do 1,225 or 1,250 in 2020. And I think that's probably a conservative goal as we're praying through it.
Okay.
And I believe that God's going to blow that out of the water. We would love to our goal for 2020 is to really do some leadership development.
Okay.
Where we can implement more of those volunteers in a way that allows us to replicate, and where if we need to go do a mobile unit and we have the funding and the people to do it, then we're able to do that. We want to be available for the community. And right now, much of our emphasis is going into marketing. Our marketing was non-existent, as I shared with you, on the patient side.
Okay.
So we want to market those young women right where they are, because they're online.
Yeah. They're
And so,
searching.
yes,
they're trying to find answers, right?
Yes. Yeah. We have the most wonderful process in place as far as our doors are open, our clinic is ready. We just need to increase those numbers and get the people, make awareness that we're here and ready to support you.
Wow.
Yeah.
I appreciate you coming in. I appreciate what you guys are doing, being a father of daughters and understanding, hey, that one day my daughters are probably going to come in and go, Dad, I'm pregnant, and then of course your world changes as a father and as a parent. So, I'm very thankful for what you guys do.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for helping all those young ladies and make those decisions and guiding them through that. We appreciate that. I want you to know that. So when you wake up every morning, and I know you love what you do, but there are people out there that are very thankful for what you do.
I appreciate that. I'm thankful for what you do.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Well, thank you for coming and being part of us, of what we're trying to accomplish and bring awareness to you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.